Formed in 1995 by puritanical Muslims of the Tabligh in opposition to government of Uganda, the Allied Democratic Forces began as a minor group in the forested Rwenzori mountain range along the border in 1996, but expanded its activities for years. The main figure of the group is Jamil Mukulu, a former Catholic who converted to Islam in the 1990s. Allied Democratic Forces is a diverse coalition of a few hundred fighters from the National Army for the Liberation of Uganda, Islamists from the Salif Tabligh group, Hutu militiamen and fighters from Usted regime in Congo. Since then, they sought to use the kidnapping and murder of civilians to create fear in the local population and undermine confidence in the government, and are suspected to be responsible for dozens of bombing in public areas. This rebel group, according to shared CIA and Uganda's Chieftains of Military Intelligence reports, the force received funding, supplies and training from the government of Sudan, the Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab financiers and sympathetic Hutu groups.
They are also retraining. We suspect that they are linked to the Al-Shabaab, could give them new skills on how to make improvised explosive devices, and we are taking that very seriously.
Current intelligence reports have indicated that Jamil Mukulu is being lined up for the top leadership to coordinate the Al-Qaeda operations in the Horn of Africa and East Africa at large.
We are also reliably informed that the leader of ADF, Jamil Mukulu himself, has been struggling to replace Fazil, the late Fazil Muhammad, who was the leader of Al-Qaeda in East Africa until he was killed in Mogadishu.
Other members of the ADF mainly are from central Uganda, in particular Iganga, Masaka and Kampala, who portrayed themselves as religious crusaders. But beyond this vaguely stated religious ideology and statements that the government discriminated against the Tablighs, the ADF gave few coherent rationales for the insurgency.
Waliwo enfuga ey'ensikirano ebukyo n'enfuga ey'amadiini nayo ireese okwawula mu bantu.
The ADF chose Western Uganda for three reasons. The terrain is ideal for a rural insurgency, the proximity to the DRC where the rebels could set up bases and recruit fighters. While the ADF carried out occasional attacks in 1996, they were largely ignored by the government. This changed in 1997 when the rebels sharply increased the number of attacks. Most were aimed at soft targets such as the camps of internally displaced persons and small villages, though an ambush of UPDF soldiers in Kasese district raised eyebrows. This made many to compare the ADF to the Lord's Resistance Army activities in the north of the country. And a Ugandan military offensive in 2000 destroyed several ADF camps, but ADF attacks continued in Kampala in 2001, and now they seem to be regrouping again, but this time in DR Congo. Timothy Bassi, BS Television, Kampala.